Hey, what's up? This is Chris. It's nice to see you guys again. Today, let's talk about the best lens for wedding photography. Let's take a look at this picture first. They were taken with this lens. There are actually two options. If you're willing to spend more money, just go for the more expensive option, which is the lens that I used to take those photos that you have just seen. Or if you have just started in wedding photography and you don't want to spend so much on this lens, you can go for the more affordable options, which I'll cover a little bit later. In the meantime, if you love photography stuff or vlogs, just hit the subscribe button. It would be great to have more awesome people like you in this community. The lens that we are going to talk about today is the Sigma 35mm f1.4. And this lens is available for Canon, Sony, and Nikon, etc. The price is around $700 on Amazon. I'll put the links down below in the description. In case you're interested, just check it out. It's not really that expensive compared to the Canon 35mm f1.4. And I'll tell you why I love this lens so much. First of all, 35mm is the most versatile focal length ever. You can use it for shooting snapshots during wedding receptions, and you may also use it for slightly wide-angle portraits. Unlike ultra-wide-angle lens, you don't have that much perspective distortion. It's very similar to what we see in daily life. And when it comes to wedding, I always take the journalistic approach. I want to capture the candid moments of the wedding parties, and that's why I would say this is the best focal length for me. I can tell the story and preserve the vibe of the scene, because I can include the foreground with this focal length, and that's why I can tell the context more to the viewers. As you can see in this picture, people are toasting here. And with a 35mm, I can include the guests that are near to me, and the viewers will have a better idea about what's going on and the surroundings. Most of the photographers will recommend the 50mm and 85mm when it comes to portrait. There are some good focal lengths indeed for portraits, I would say. But with a 35mm, you can include the scenery into the frame. It can bring fresh perspectives to your much more compressed photos taken with the 50mm or the 85mm. And secondly, this lens has superior image quality and build quality. It really surprised me quite a bit because given the price tag, I don't expect too much from this lens at first. Sigma was infamous for bad build quality before, and the plastic on the focus ring always peel off. But after refreshing the whole lineup with the Art series, the quality improves a lot. The Art lenses are solid and they won't break easily, but it's a little bit heavy, bear in mind. I don't know if the plastic on the focus ring of my 35mm will peel off anytime soon because I've just bought it for around 1 year. But on my Sigma 24mm, everything is fine even after using it for around 3 years. The photos taken with this lens are really sharp and the colors are really punchy. Sometimes it's even a bit too contrasty to me, and that's why I will tone down the contrast a little bit in Lightroom. And the image quality of this lens is reported to be comparable with the Canon 35mm f1.4. You can find those comparisons on the internet. Although the bokeh on this lens is slightly less smooth, they are still more than acceptable. As you can see in this photo, the bokeh is not that bad at all. And because we have such a wide aperture on this lens, you can nail every shot in the dark. In this photo, I could still get 1/60th second for the shutter speed at ISO 800. And that's pretty crazy actually. And thirdly, this lens has accurate and almost silent autofocus. And the autofocus, I would say, is generally reliable on this lens. Even shooting the couple running here, it pretty much grabbed the focus correctly, given that this shot was taken at f1.4. The focus wasn't perfect, but it's pretty close already. And the almost silent autofocus is good for shooting wedding because you won't disturb the wedding ceremony at all. Even on the entry-level Canon 60, I can still get good autofocus out of this lens. And here comes the more affordable options. If you are a Canon DSLR user, you can check out the EF35mm f2. And if you are a Canon EOS R user, you can just go for the RF35mm f1.8. You won't get that much blurry background because after all, the aperture on these two lenses are not that wide compared to f1.4. But you will get image stabilization on these two lenses. In my opinion, image stabilization is not that important for photography on these two lenses because you have already got a wide aperture. The shutter speed should be fast enough for most circumstances, but it helps a lot when you are shooting videos handheld. It can get rid of those micro jitter. And these lenses are also less heavy than the Sigma 35mm f1.4. I don't really understand why there is no image stabilization on the more expensive prime lenses. Maybe that's because manufacturers found that image stabilization is unnecessary because you have already got such a wide aperture. But it could come in handy when you are shooting videos handheld a lot. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. I'll upload 1 to 2 videos per week, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll put the links down below in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.